Hello, I'm Sophia and welcome to my channel Classical Bookworm. Today I'll be talking about Dante and his Divine Comedy. So, Dante Alighieri, he was from Florence. He was an Italian poet who lived in the mid-1200s to the early 1300s. And towards the end of his life, he was exiled. And he wrote the Divine Comedy, partially as a way to, get back at his enemies. He included a lot of them in his Inferno, but also as a way to say, hey, my life sucks, but, I'm a good Christian, and I know I'm going to heaven. It's sort of a fake autobiography. It's set before he's exiled, although he's written it during his exile. There are 9 circles in Inferno, which are the 9 layers of hell, and Inferno is only one of the parts of the book. There is Inferno, Hell, Purgatory, and Paradiso, which is heaven or paradise. Also, the main characters in this, besides Dante himself, are Virgil, a Roman poet who wrote the Aeneid, and Beatrice, the girl that Dante was in love with for all of his life, although he only saw her twice, and one time was when he was 12. They are important because Virgil guides him out of hell and through purgatory, and Beatrice is in heaven waiting to re-educate him on Christianity and help him become a better person. I hope you enjoyed this introduction. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to Classical Bookworm, the channel of my sister, Sophia. Now, we're going to be talking about the first part of Dante's Divine Comedy, called Inferno.
Yep.
So, it has 9 circles that she's going to talk about, and we're going to get started, break down each of the circles. And first circle is called Limbo.
Not the limbo that you do this.
That's what I was about to say.
A different limbo. In Limbo, Dante encounters virtuous men and women from different cultures and civilizations, although it should be noted that these are all pre-Christ, pre-Christianity. That is why they're virtuous and still in hell, because they're good people, but they never got the chance to believe in God.
And, religion is, if you believe in said person, you go to heaven, and this was, the pre-area.
Mm-hmm.
So, even if they were virtuous, they're like, oh, yeah, you stole a lollipop from a kid at one time. Down you go. Down you go.
But even so, they don't endure physical torments. However, they're marked by a profound melancholy because they aren't in heaven, they aren't in paradise.
They long, they yearn, they swoon. Yeah, they swoon to behold divine.
They're like, I wish I could be with God.
Now, the second circle, the lustful, for you freaks who are gooning to anime hentai.
Alright, the souls of the lustful are swept away by a storm, because in life they're swept away by a passionate love that caused their death. In the case of Francesca and Paolo, who are 2 characters from a story in which their lust causes their death.
Wait, so they goon?
Yeah, they goon to each other and they die.
Right, okay. Now for the third circle of the gluttonous people who are a little bit too much, got a little bit too greedy, well, I see what you have on your plate,
Yeah, so the gluttonous lie in foul-smelling mud, and they're scorched by filthy rain, snow, and hail. And Cerberus, a monster from Greek mythology, claws at and flays them. And it's here where Dante encounters a fellow citizen of his, because for whatever reason he loved putting all of his enemies in hell.
Wait, who was the fellow citizen, though?
It's just someone he didn't like. I can't pronounce the name.
Siako?
Chiako?
Potato.
We're gonna call him Chalk.
Potato, man.
Yeah.
4th circle, the avaricious and the prodigal. How do I say that, man?
The prodigal son, I think, yes, like that. So the avaricious and the prodigal, they're under the watch of the demon Plutus, which is kind of like Hades, the god. And they're divided into 2 groups, where they push massive boulders with their chests and they insult each other whenever they meet, but the toil is futile. Just as in life, they struggled in vain to find happiness and wealth.
Why are they pushing it with their chest? They're limbless,
I don't know, ask Dante.
Alright, the 5th circle is the wrathful and the sullen, also known as the Stygian March.
Yeah, they're in the Stygian March, and they're immersed in the mud of the Stygian March, wrathful and the sullen, like Juliana said, and the wrathful strike and beat one another furiously, and then Dante and Virgil cross the marsh above the boat, and a damned soul, another enemy of Dante's, he tries to overturn the boat, but he fails.
Bro, how do you overturn a boat, dude? That has to be.
You push real hard.
Bro, a boat is heavy as freight. There's no way. The sixth circle is the heretics.
Heretics.
Heterosexual. Whatever, man. Whatever.
Okay, so in the sixth circle, the heterosexual heretics, Dante and Virgil enter the most harrowing part of hell, where the souls who use the reason to commit evil reside. And among the heretics, Dante encounters a father of one of his friends, again with the Florentine enemies.
Now, in the seventh circle, which is the violent against others, against themselves, and against God and nature, river, Phlegeton.
Yes. So, now in the seventh circle, the violent people reside there, and there are different kinds of violence. Violence against yourself, violence against others, and violence against God and nature. And a notable part of this is the suicide forest, where people who kill themselves, like violent against themselves, are turned into trees. And Dante encounters someone he knows, yet again someone he knows, in there. And there's also a blood river, too.
Okay, they're getting turned into trees.
Yes. If you kill yourself, you're a tree.
Right. Eighth circle, which is...
The fraudulent.
Yes, and it's called Malebolg the Fraudulente. I don't know how to say that. Right,
okay, so a demon, who is this, like a demon of fraud, carries Dante and Virgil to the bottom of a deep, deep abyss. And here there are like 10 different parts, various types of fraudulent people, seducers, flatterers, simoniacs, fortune tellers, and so on and so on. And for each of the ditches, the punishment corresponds to the sin for which they were damned, which is called contrapasso.
The ninth circle, the traitors.
Okay, saving best or worst, technically, for last.
No, the best for last, definitely. This is
okay.
like 5 star. 5 star.
Okay,
Love
okay.
Love it.
So deposited at the bottom of the infernal pit by a giant, Dante and Virgil walk upon a frozen lake where they see those who betrayed their family, their country, and their benefactors, and the ice is symbolizing the hardness of their hearts, is produced by Satan, who devours Judas and then Brutus and Cassius within his 3 mouths.
He has 3 mouths, bruh?
Yes.
Yo, bruh, how much are you eating? Yo, guys, Jay, question, how much are you eating if you have like 3 mouths? Because what the freak is this big back off behavior, bruh? Anyways, thank you. She just left me. She hates me. She wants me to die. Love you guys. Wait, no. I want to do my introduction. Hey guys, so thank you for liking the video. Please subscribe because we're like really cool. It's just me. I'm adopted, probably.
You're not.